So people of the internet, I finally finished this comic strip off titled Fairly Oddparents vs NYC, and it took me a couple of weeks to do this comic strip and get all the colours in there, especially in the later pages later on in the comic strip. And as you guessed, the majority of the story is set in New York City, so let's give it a read, shall we? Meanwhile, in Dimsdale, California, since the story starts off in Dimsdale, California, and Timmy is about to make a wish to Cosmo Wanda, and he says, "I wish for a huge ice." And before he has time to finish it off, there's two knocks on the door, and it's by chance it's Icky Vicky. This is what he has to scream out. "Trip, higher joy. No joy where I am. Around, Trip." And then he grabs her like she does in a lot of Fairly Oddparents episodes and yells, "Listen, Trip. I am in charge around here. No being happy." And then Tootie comes in to defend Timmy. "Hey, leave Timmy alone, Vicky. No one hurts him or makes him miserable." And then Timmy says, "Fine," and lets Timmy down. And Trixie says, "Perfect, Timmy, you're all mine. Thanks for releasing Timmy, sister." And then look at the look of Timmy's face. He looks miserable by the fact that Tootie is like being all affectionate around him. And he wishes, "I wish I was far away in New York City." Poof. And then he ends up in New York City. Timmy arrives in Brooklyn, New York. Poof. "Sweet, I am here in New York," Timmy says to Cosmo and Wanda, and Wanda responds with, "You wished it, we granted it." And this is what Timmy is thinking when he sees Trixie tying a cross with Veronica, who often hangs around with Trixie. "Oh my gosh, Trixie is here, my cross." And he waves and he says, "Hey Trixie," and in case you haven't guessed, that bridge there is the famous Brooklyn Bridge in New York City. And Trixie is saying, "Timmy, you're in Brooklyn." And Timmy is saying, "So Trixie, I have a ton of cash." And then he wishes for, "I wish I had more money." Poof. $100 bills was also known as Benjamins. "Got $1,000 alone in my hands, Trixie. I will treat you to the finest meal in New York." And Trixie Tang is all happy, and she responds with, "Wow, Timmy, you have all this money now. Treat me for a meal in the East Village." The East Village, Manhattan. Later that day, the evening, and the restaurant is called Restaurant Eat and Cheese. It says here, "The best food in NYC." And this is what Trixie is saying, "Timmy, this meal is to die for." And then Timmy responds with, "Glad you're enjoying our day, Trixie." And then the waiter comes with the bill. Here's the check. And there's Timmy and Trixie on the date, as you can plainly see. And he reads the bill. And this is what he has to say here, Timmy Turner. "I wish for more money, Poof." "Sure, $142.98 is nothing for me." "Here, like promised," Timmy says with $20 bills in his hand. And Trixie looks so happy by how much money Timmy now has. And she responds with, "Whoa, Timmy, you are an awesome boy now." A day later, and now Mr. Crocker arrives in my comic. And he's suspicious of Timmy having all this money, and he says, "Timmy now has all this money at 10. This must be the work of Fairly Oddparents." And now Jimmy Neutron arrives in my comic strips, since a lot of my comic strips are crossovers. This is what Jimmy Neutron has to say. "I am here in New York, but in Timmy's universe." Jimmy Neutron transforms into Fairly Oddparents style. Whoosh! And this is what Jimmy Neutron has to say. "No, my form has changed once again like before. Need to get back to my dimension." Half an hour later, Jimmy Neutron and Timmy Turner meet each other. "We meet again," Jimmy Neutron says to Timmy Turner. And Timmy Turner responds with, "Yeah, it's you, Jimmy Neutron, boy genius with genius. What are you doing in my world?" And here's Mr. Crocker again, and he's saying, "New kid with all this tech returns with Timmy. The work of Fairly Oddparents." I love that line when Mr. Crocker yells, "Fairly Oddparents," and there's this movement. "Oh, no, not Mr. Crocker," Timmy says. And Cosmo and Wanda also terrified of Mr. Crocker and yell, "Not Mr. Crocker! Crop! Not him! Here's a nutcase," Jimmy Neutron says. And now, yeah, this is the next panel. Mark the alien teleports to Brooklyn, Earth. This is what Jimmy's so excited to see Mark Chang, the alien. "Mark, it is great to see you. What a surprise to see you. Can you stop Mr. Crocker?" And Mark Chang responds with, "I will stop Mr. Crocker for you, dude. I am back on Earth, Timmy Turner." Boom, whoosh. This is Mark Chang stopping Mr. Crocker. "Take that, Mr. Crocker." And Mr. Crocker responds with, "Holy moly, this must be the work of Fairly Oddparents." "No, I am an alien." And Timmy Turner is excited and pleased by what Mark Chang is doing, and he says, "You rock, Mark Chang. Take that, Crocker, and leave me, Jimmy, and my Fairly Godparents alone." And now Vicky arrives in my story with a Beretta, and she yells out loud after seeing Timmy Turner, "Hey, Trip! And Guy from Europe, I am now here in New York." And Mark Chang's excited to see Vicky, and it's shocked her, so she dropped a Beretta on the floor. Smash! "Vicky, my true love, you're in New York." And Vicky is shocked and yells, "What? I have never loved you, Europe guy." And this is our Mark Chang being all affectionate with Vicky. "Oh, Vicky, you are gorgeous." And you can tell she's not happy about seeing Mark, and she's thinking to herself, why is this boy so obsessed with me? And here's the next panel. Poof! It transforms into a trash can, Mark Chang. "Holy moly, Mark Chang. Back, defend yourself. Chains back, defend yourself." "No, cannot hurt Vicky." Poofs to help Vicky. Poof! "Help me stop Mark, the Europe guy." And this is what Tutu is thinking. Tutu now arrives in New York City. "Oh no, Vicky is here as well with the anti-poof. I have to stop my sister and protect Timmy and Mark." Jimmy, my bad. "Jimmy, Cosmo and Wanda." Vicky now has the evil anti-poof on his side. And this is what they're arguing about. Jimmy and Tootie. Apologise if I called her Trixie. Her name's Tootie. "Vicky, you think you are gonna beat us, but we have a plan, and I am a freaking genius." And this is what Trixie has to say as he points a finger to her, holding the back of Trix. "Yes, sis, me and Jimmy will kick your butt." Anti-poof is above the Empire State Building, and he's yelling, "New York City shall be mine and my minions." And here's Vicky now in dictator's clothing, and she dressed like that from that episode, Channel Chasers, and she's clapping and she's saying this, "Ha ha ha, me and Anti-Poof will take over the city." Anti-Cosmo and Wanda appear. Poof! And Wanda is shocked and yells, "Oh no, not evil Cosmo and Wanda." But Timmy Turner's not giving up. He said, "Do not worry, Jimmy Neutron and I have planned a plan." This is the next panel over here. Jimmy Neutron with his gadget. "Hey, evil Cosmo and Wanda. Bots, take this." He thinks the bots into the fairies, and then he zaps them. Zap! "Ah, no, we got defeated." "Yeah, we stopped the anti-Cosmo and Wanda." "Right on." "Oh, no. Wow. Try to stop Vicky and Anti-Poof." "Right on." And there's Vicky in Manhattan. Meanwhile, in Manhattan, I, Vicky and Anti-Poof are the new rulers of New York City. Britney arrives in New York, and she's based on Britney Spears, the pop singer. Britney from Fairly Oddparents. And she yells while covering her eyes, "Oh dear, the city has been taken over." And then Jorgen appears. Poof! And he yells, "What is this I am hearing about Anti-Poof helping Turner's babysitter take over NYC?" And Cosmo and Wanda in complete shock. And they respond to Jorgen with this. Jorgen, do not worry. Timmy is with this boy who will stop Vicky and Anti-Poof. And Cosmo responds with, Jorgen, do not worry. This boy genius named Jimmy Neutron has stopped Anti-Cosmo Wonder. 28 minutes later, at the top of the Empire State Building. Hey, Anti-Poof, your days of evil are over. Zap! Ah, no! And there's Jorgen stopping Anti-Poof. Whoosh! Anti-Poof falls from the Empire State Building. Ha! Cannot believe you defeated me, Jorgen. Ah! And this is the next one. Anti-Poof stabs Vicky in the back, and there she is tied up to the New York subway station. And she yells, someone untie me! Anti-Poof tied me up to the gosh darn subway tracks. Help! And there's Mark Tang going to rescue Vicky. Do not worry, Vicky. I will rescue you. And this is the next panel. And Jimmy, Jorgen, and Jimmy Neutron are all up here to save the day. And Jimmy says, yeah, we did it. Jorgen and Jimmy, you helped stop the anti-fairies. And Jorgen says, that is why I am the head fairy. I get stuff done. And this is Trixie, no, not Trixie, Tootie are happy that Timmy helped Jorgen and Jimmy save the day. Trixie has to say, hey, yeah, Timmy, you saved the city from my sis and these evil fairies. Would you like to date me? And Timmy Turner responds with, sorry, Trixie, I have a date with... That's meant to say Tootie. My bad, I need to correct this. Sorry, Trixie, I have a date with Trixie, but you know what I mean in the end. Hope you enjoyed this comic strip. If you enjoyed my Fairly Oddparents comic strip, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more. Take care, everyone, and hope to see you around here on YouTube for my next videos. Peace.